Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight? Not to his father's. I spoke with his man. Why is the same pale-hearted wretch that Rosaline torments him so that he will sure run mad? Tybalt, the king's man, to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house. Challenge on my life? Romeo will answer it. Any man that can write a man's letter answer a letter? Nay, he will answer the letter's master. However, he dares being dead. Alas, poor Romeo, he's already dead, stabbed with a white wrench's black eye, run through the ear of a love song, and a very pin in his heart cleft with the blind bull's boy butt shaft, and he's a man to encounter Tybalt. Why, what is Tybalt? More than a prince of cats. Of course, a courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests the minimum rests. 1, 2, and a third in your bosom. A very butcher of silk button, and a duellist. A gentleman of the very first house, of first and second cause. Ah, the immortal passado, a potur reverso, the hay. The what? The pox of such antic, lisping, affecting, these new turners of accent. But Sue, a very good blade, a tall man, a very good whore. Why is not the lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted with these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these pardon me's, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot sit at ease on their old bench? Oh, their bones, their bones! Here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo! Without his roe, like a dried herring. O flesh, flesh, how art thou finished? Now he is for the numbers of the British followed in. Lord to his lady was a kitchen wench. Mary, she had better love to brime her. Diddy a dowdy, Cleopatra a gypsy, Helen and Hero hidings and harlots. These a grey ISO, but not to the purpose. Seigneur Romeo, bonjour. There is a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit barely last night. Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you? The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive? Pardon, good Mercutio, my business was greatness, and in such a case as mine a man may strain courtesy. That's as much as to say such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams. Meaning to curtsy? Thou hast most kindly hit it. A most courteous expedition? Nay, I am a very pink of courtesy. Pink for flower. Right. Why, then, is my pump well flowered? Show wit, follow me, this jest now till thou hast worn out thy pump, that, when single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after wearing solely singular. O single-souled jest, softly singular for the singleness! Come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint. Switch and spurs, or I'll cry a match. Nay, if our wits run wild goose chase, I am done. For thou hast more wild goose in one thy wits than, I am sure, I have my whole 5. Was I with you 3 for the goose? Thou wast never with me for anything when thou was not for the goose. I will bite thee by the ear for that jest. Nay, good goose, to bite not. Thy wit is very bitter sweeting, it is a most short sot. And it is not, then, well served into a sweet goose. Oh, here's a wit, cheverel, that stretches from inch narrow to an ell broad. I stretch out for that word broad, which added to the goose, proved thee far and wide a broad goose. Why is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo, now art thou what thou art, by art as well, by nature, for this dribbling love is like great nature that runs mulling up and down to hide its bubbling hole. Thou wouldst have else made thy tail large. Oh, thou art deceived! I would have made it short, for I was come whole depth of my tale, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer. Here's goodly gear, a sail, a sail, two, a shirt, and a smock.
Peter!
Anon!
My fan! Peter!
Good Peter, to hide her face, for her fans the farrier's face.
God you morrow, gentlemen.
God you gooden, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good, and
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the broady hand of the dial is now upon the prick of the noon.
out upon you? What a man are you?
One gentleman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to Mars, quoth he. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I might find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of the name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well took. I faith wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper. A bod, a bod, a bod! So ho! What hast thou found? No hare, sir, unless a hare, sir, is in a Lenten pie. That is something stale and hoar ere it be sent. An old hare whore and an old hare whore is very good meat in Lent, but a hare that is whore is too much for a score when it is whore's ear be spent. Romeo, will you come to your father's? We'll try to dinner thither. I will follow you. Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady, lady, lady.
I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
As he speak anything against me, I'll take him down, and he were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his grills. I am none of his skeins mates. And thou must stand by too and suffer every name to use me as his pleasure.
I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon should be quickly had been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man, if I see occasion in a good quarrel, and the law on my side.
Now, afore God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave, pray you, sir, a word, and I have told you, my young lady, bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first let me tell you, if you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For this gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to a gentlewoman, and a very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart, and I faith I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me?
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there shall see at Friar Lawrence's cell be shriven and married. Here is for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir. Well, she shall be there?
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords, make thy tackled stair, which to the high top gallant of my joy must be conveyed in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, and I quit thy pains. Farewell, convey me to my mistress.
Now God in heaven bless thee. Hark you, sir.
What sayest thou, my dear nurse?
Is your man secret? Did you ne'er hear say to may keep counsel putting one away?
Warrant thee, my man's as true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when 'twas a little prancing thing, oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife abroad, but she, good soul, has a lace see a toad, and a very toad as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the proper man, but I'll warrant you when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the versal world. Doth not Rosemary and Romeo begin both with a letter?
Ay, nurse, what of that? Both with an R?
Ah, mocker, that's a dog's name. R is for the no. I know it begins with some other letter, and she hath the prettiest, sentiest of it, of you and Rosemary. That is, would do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times, Peter.
Anon.
Before and apace.